Welcome to another stream. Today is a bug fixing day. So we will see how that goes. Sorry, let me get my Windows set up. What's up, Sammy? Isn't every day a bug fixing day? Yeah. Well, some days I feel like I'm trying to build. Some days I'm adding bugs, and some days I'm trying to remove them. Today's a bug removing day. Normally it's a bug adding day. But hopefully we'll have a positive ratio here. We'll add more, we'll remove more bugs than we add. But you never know. You never know. Sorry, I have to be right back just to get my coffee. Give me 1 second. What's up, Dracula? How are you guys doing? How was your New Year's? Was it good? So the first thing, well, the first bug I'm having, I guess I can just show you. It's actually on this one. It's kind of hard to tell, but like, see where the cursor is? Do you see where the crosshair goes? The crosshair doesn't match up with the cursor exactly, but it's only when it goes far to the extremes. So there's some like projection issue that's going wrong with how my cursor position in world space gets mapped to my mouse position. But then right in the middle, it's perfect. So it's like the further away you get from the camera, the more. So I don't know exactly what's causing it yet. I wrote a little test to test my matrix projection unprojection code, and it seems like it's working. Like I pass in 0, and I get out something very close to 0, which is fine. I pass in 1, 2, 3, I get something very close to 1, 2, 3. So I'm not sure exactly what it is. Live counter ratio of bugs added and bugs removed when. It's hard because I don't know when I add a bug. It's like in a week I'll discover, oh, I added a bug here. I should have like a to-do counter though. Every time I add a to-do. Oh, thank you, Dracula. I appreciate it, buddy. Happy New Year to you as well. I hope you had a good one. Hope you got not too drunk, didn't party too hard. I guess a to-do counter would maybe be easier to track. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Super chat. Never seen one unit stream before. No misspell. Oh, all good. I knew exactly what you mean, Dracula. Did you just change your username? Or you have? I guess maybe you have two accounts. But anyways, I appreciate it. It means a lot. Yeah, I think a few people have done super chats before. We could actually do a. If you guys want to see how many to dos there are, where is it? Here we go. These are all the to dos in the MMO project right now. Holy wow. Work account. 143 to dos. Where do you see 140? Oh yeah, at the bottom. And then if I have an exclamation point after it, that means that it's an important to do. So these are the important to dos, like not thread safe. I even put important on this one. Yeah, so let's figure this out. So it seems like the matrix applying and unapplying is working, because this is how you project. You do matrix apply, then you unproject by doing matrix inverse apply. I don't think I ever even put to dos in my code. I just give up on the project when they encounter a slight issue. Hey, that's one way to do it. To dos give me a way of like remembering that there's something that has to happen here, but also like it's not an important thing to get working right now. Like usually I'm working on a feature, so I'll do like a bunch of stuff, and then I'll add some to-dos that are like, you also need to handle these for edge cases in the future, but it's not like super vital that you do it right now. Because sometimes doing one issue causes you to do like some other thing, you know? So, I don't know. All right, let's look at the cursor drawing code and try to figure out what's going wrong here. Where is it? It's in the draw file. Let's do this actually. Let's get a build going. Also, you guys like the new map? I've been trying to add a lot of depth stuff. It's kind of hard though. I haven't really figured out a good way to tile these together. When like it's tile like drawing tile sprites is hard, because it's like how I did it was like you have like these like decals that you can draw on top of stuff, and that adds a lot of texture to it. But then when you want to tile things together, like for example, when I draw like a floor, and then I draw some like sides on it or something, like I don't know how to tile. I don't know how to draw sprites that make this look good. Other than the wall, knowing what floor type it has. I guess maybe I'm being too like I'm trying to be too generic. Because it'd be nice to be able to put any floor, like any wall, I mean, where these are walls, below any floor. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of logic to be like, oh, you're this wall. Oh, I put these on a different layer. That's right. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with how it's looking, other than the fact that it's really, really square on these edges. I want to add more texture there, but I'm liking how it's turning out. All right. Okay. There's a lot of cleanup that I can do in my code, but draw crosshair sprite. Sometimes I wonder if I should do a better job of like trying to encapsulate everything into some sort of function. It just feels very convenient to just throw this code here and not put it in a function. But I wonder if I should be building things in functions. I might see like more patterns that way. Like at least try to build some abstraction at the start, even if I have to change it in the future. What I tend to do is I tend to write like a bunch of code and then eventually like functionize it. So I broke this up into its own function, which is the main draw system that I draw a bunch of stuff. But at some point it's annoying to have like really split up code, especially if this is only done in one spot. I guess that's what I usually do. If it's something in multiple spots, I'll break it up into a function. Maybe that's, I don't know. That seems like a good approach. Okay, so we have a cursor layer. Let's just like unscale everything and see if just the translation breaks it. So we're just doing the translation now. So it's still doing it. Yeah. Wait, there is some scaling happen. Oh, that's from the camera though. Let's print these out. I guess maybe I had these printed at some point too. I just want to see that these are like, or I'm gonna put this on the other screen and just. Zero. 1025. Oh, because I'm not at the bottom. Oh, because that monitor is smaller. All right, let's do this. 1080. This should be like 1920 1080. This should be. Yep. And then 00. Cool. Okay, so the mouse position seems correct. Like it goes the full distance. What's the what camera am I projecting this by? But even when I don't scale it, it still is off. Which means that this camera is the wrong camera. It has to mean that, right? Camera, new camera. How do I do project, unproject? Yeah, it just calls those, okay. Okay. So we set the camera zoom based off the scroll, and then this sets the camera's position. Like it's gotta be the capture input. Where do I do camera update? Let's just keep following camera. Oh, update camera system. Okay, camera position is transform X, transform Y. I wonder if in the regular game, if I have the same problem, if it's just the editor. Let's do this. Well, first we have to on the client we disable the mouse. What's it called? Cursor. We won't set that to cursor hidden when we run the game. That was the wrong one. So we'll run the game now and see if the mouse is off. Yeah, it's still off. All right, cool. Well, that gives us some hint. All right. Oh, we could just look for cursor. Okay. Mouse position. This we checked is correct. Then crosshair position is just this casted to float 32, and then unprojected. So the only thing that's variable here is this, is the camera, I think. And we translate it by the crosshair position, which is the unprojected value of the camera, and we draw it. So it's gotta be something in the camera, I think. Set ortho 2D when bounds. I wonder if this is getting set wrong or something. It's just weird that it's weird it's happening in the X and Y direction. I wonder if this has to do with I did some weird camera stuff for my second render pass. Let me think about this really quick. Give me 1 second. Camera projection, camera view snapped. So this draws everything in the world of space to the frame buffer frame. Render bounds is win.bounds. I pad inward by 16. Thoughts on coding an idle RPG? Like how you would go about doing it, or have I thought about building one? I do like idle RPGs though, or I like idle games. I like them until you have to wait a long time, and then I don't like it. Like I like figuring out the path that gets me to like the next thing. Oh, where users need to code their player. Oh, is this a game? Oh, there's maybe a game called Coding Idle RPG. Let me look it up. Oh, you're just saying. Uh, I think that's a cool idea. I think it'd be a cool idea to like. I think it'd be cool if there's like some thing you have to solve, and like I guess this is where you write like a little bot. Like you write some little machine, not maybe not machine learning, but you could write any kind of bot that goes and does stuff, and then you just leave it running. You leave it running, and you get rewards based off of like how efficient your bot implementation was. Adventureland Steam. Oh, okay. This is kind of like what you're talking about. Man, this how do I change the qual? Oh, there it goes. Whew. This looks cool. Yeah, and then you just leave it running. Is that JavaScript? I feel like JavaScript's a good scripting language for like little things. But then when you try to build a big project out of it, it's like, all right, maybe we should pick something better. I think that's the main cause of these programmer language debates. It's all about what kind of like time scale you have for your project. If it's going to be a big project, you probably don't want to use JavaScript. If it's going to be a small project, then JavaScript might make sense. Yeah, I don't know Lua at all. This seems cool though. So you basically program your characters to go and do something, and they go and do it. It just the weird part about games like this though, like in battles, is I feel like there's a lot of very small like tactical decisions that you have to make based off of a lot of inputs. So it's hard to pre-plan and program all of those. Yeah, I've heard of scrapes before. I think there's more town coding. Yeah. I feel like there is some market for something like this. I feel like no one's really done a super good job about it though. I don't know. I feel like you have to give people more of a reason to want to program. Because right now you're replacing the gameplay with programming. I feel like you need some kind of programming that's on top of your gameplay. So you want to like incentivize them to do some programming so that it helps them in the gameplay part, right? Kind of like how crafting systems work, where like I want to do the crafting because I want to build a better sword so that I can defeat this boss. Like if there was some programming like crafting thing, programming slash crafting thing, where you go and do that makes you a stronger sword eventually, then I would be more incentivized to go and do it. So that like that's a good way to do. I don't think that. I think the problem with people learning things is they need to be incentivized to do it. I think people would be more interested in like you have to get people like into it a little bit. They have to like want to do something. I don't know. Do you guys agree? And then learning it, like there's tons of ways to learn programming. You just need to have people want to learn it. So like I think that games like this where like I don't know, I guess people did like it. Like it did get pretty good reviews. So like in a way this is kind of doing what I was saying. Yeah. I guess if it's very addictive, and that means it was fun. Problem is when you make a kill monster or fish script, you need the same one. I don't know how you would scale. Yeah. You'd have to scale by doing, at least the way I think you'd scale is you'd have to pick some problem set. Like You have to pick some like NP hard problem or NP complete. You have to pick some like problem that people have to brute force. These are problems where like you like solving leak codes. Yeah, the game is all leak codes. I don't think there's very many leak codes that are NP problems though. Like these are ones that you what does it stand for? It's non-polynomial, so I guess it's I don't know exactly what these ones just scale worse than like other problems. So like pathfinding, some pathfindings are NP complete problems. But these are ones that are often solved heuristically. So these are ones that aren't solved by like maybe an example is this. Like if you had like catch fish, like you have like a town, like here's a shop maybe. Then you have like a fish. Like an easy problem, maybe like the beginner when the person first starts playing. Like they have two things they have to do. They go catch a fish. If they have a fish, they go sell it at the thing. But then there's like I don't know. Maybe I jumped the gun when I thought I could explain this. I feel like this would be a very easy thing. Once you write one script for this, you basically are done. But then you have like problems where it's not so straightforward, and you might have to like solve it heuristically. You can't just write an algorithm that does it for you like this. That's the most optimal algorithm. You have to solve it in a way that's like, I don't know. You cook fish, then you craft fish meal. Yeah, I was just trying to come up with an easy example, but I can't come up with an easy example of the other thing. I guess you could think of it like, let's pick one. Yeah, so these are like optimization problems. Then you get a stomachache and develop medicine. Exactly. So I think scaling that way is interesting for people, but it's not interesting if you have to program it. I think you're probably just joking, but like it's like this is like what's all the things I can put in my pack that maximizes my like the amount of things I can store in my pack with minimizing the weight. Oh, this is exactly it then. Right? So then if you have this really big pack, it's like and you have a bunch of fish. And you can only hold like so many. It's like, do I put 4, then 3? Or do I put like 2, then 3, then 4? It's like, how do I pack this knapsack with all of this stuff? And these are hard to algorithmically solve if you don't brute force it. And the problem with brute forcing it is if you scale to a lot of things, like if you scale to like a million of these, then it becomes the brute force solution takes a long time. So I feel like something like this is how you'd have to do it. That way there's always an incentive to make make your like algorithm, your heuristic algorithm a little bit better. Because it's like, oh, if I can only do Screeps, I think they limit the work. Oh, Screeps, I think they limit your work and call it CPU. Call it CPU and you need to upgrade to do more stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. What was I saying? I don't remember, but Oh, yeah. It's like so here we've solved the problem, and like we've already hit the optimal solution, so there's no reason to solve it again. But here we've hit a solution, but it's maybe not the optimal solution. So there's always room for improvement now. So it's like, oh, well, we can only make like 100 gold off of this algorithm per hour or something like that. But like if I make a faster one or one that packs things better, now I can make 200 gold an hour, and it's maybe more valuable. But it's hard. I think it's hard to find a problem that's like simple enough to explain and understand from the player's perspective, but also like simple to explain, but also like hard to solve. I think this is maybe a good target. Packing. I don't know. That's how I think you'd have to do it though. You just have to pick the right problem to solve. There was this what's it called? Halite? I did this once. This is a it's kind of like a machine learning game. Where's Halite game? Oh yeah, PvP is another good option. And Halite, I don't know how you pronounce this. Halite is a is kind of a PvP game. I don't know, like I don't really know where to go. Oh, there it is. Oh, here's a good video. They might have okay. Yeah, but basically what it was is the little squares was how much food is at that spot, and you'd write turtles that would go and like pick up food off the squares, and people would write different sorts of machine learning solutions to people write machine learning solutions to like optimize how all of their turtles like pathed, and that's an interesting problem because it's very dynamic. It's it's an NP. I think I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like it's an NP problem. So it's already a hard problem, and then you have people moving inside of it. So it's not a static problem; it's a dynamic problem. So now you have to make a change. You have to make a decision every frame. So PvP games are like that. So I guess both of those. Anything that makes the problem like harder, so that you have to heuristically solve it. And I don't think that's too hard to do. Like for example, like chess. Even though chess is a deterministic game, it's still like unsolved. So they used heuristics to solve it. But yeah, I think that this space in games is a really interesting space, and I feel like not a lot of games do it that well. All right, back to now that we've taken an hour detour on, or how long have I been streaming for? 30-minute detour. Cursor drawing. Why is this thing projected wrong? It must be the camera. It must be the 16 pixel padding that I do. Happy. Happy I could help. Let's see if this fixes it. Ah, that's it. Okay, that was it. So my projection code is correct. It's just that how I do it is I would actually watch that video by Artificial where he talked about how he has pixel perfect snapping but smoother walking. So I buffer out my I buffer out my I buffer out my game just a little bit So now you can see the, I don't know if you guys can tell because it's right at the edge. Here, let me do this. See how it, see up here? Like look right there in this area. Do you see how it like it flickers? That's because I'm doing this like sub-pixel movement. And so when I move a pixel over, it places it further over, you know? I don't know why I chose 16 though. Oh, here, when I zoom in further, it's more obvious. I guess because pixels get bigger, the zoom more, oh, that's right, okay. So because I'm doing this sub-pixel movement stuff, so I really, what I need to do is, oh, excuse me. I even wrote, how did I determine 16? I think it was kind of arbitrary. I think it's like, oh, 16 is large enough that I'm not going to see that artifact. What's up, AK? How you doing this morning? Yes, Dracula, your detour helped. So we know the problem. I just don't really know how to solution or how to solve it. I don't have a solution. Just make it bigger. Yeah. Let me see how, well, so the problem isn't that this is too small. The problem is that it changes the, like there's a matrix that the camera, there's bounds that the camera uses to develop a matrix to convert from screen space to world space. And because this is different, because I'm changing the render bounds to something different, now the camera is using the wrong, bounds compared to the actual translation. I think it must be using render bounds. Wait, what should it be using? It's so hard when there's a bunch of like, it's hard when there's a lot of like matrix transformations. It's hard for me to keep track of everything. Let's look at the camera. There's like some camera update or something like that, right? Update camera. Oh, this just moves it to where the player is. That's fine. But then there's a, is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. The animations. I have something where I guess maybe it's here. Main draw system. Wait, where do I do a camera update? Screen camera, set ortho. Oh. I'm using the wind bound. This seems like a weird place to put this. Oh, this is screen camera. So I set it to these bounds. These bounds are not the wouldn't the wind bounds be correct though? Because these are the frame buffer bounds. Maybe I need to pass in the frame buffer bounds here. Oh, but the frame's up there. Let's just do this really quick. Just to see if this fixes it. Okay. Now it's way off. Yeah, because it's like... It's very weird. Wind.bounds, and then I pad it by 16, which is this. Would you think would... I don't know. Wait, why would this change it so much? Also, why is it like shifted left? Oops. Okay, let's assume that this is correct. We should be using window bounds here. And I think that that's right, because we do want to convert from this world space to screen space. So we need the window bounds for that. But then when we convert, I think the weird thing is that we use we're using these render bounds for the frame buffer, which makes it 16 pixels larger. Clear window, clear frame. We draw the pass to the frame buffer. Which should draw, here, let me draw this. Okay. I wish there was like a straight line drawing feature in this, because I draw terrible lines. Like if I hold shift or something, it just goes straight. Nope. Okay. Okay, this is the window. We have a frame buffer. We have a frame. Then we have a tree. We have our crosshairs. And this is in the whole world. So we go, and it's like, let's just say this outer red thing is the world. And the camera is centered on the tree. Like I think the problem is that from the center, like if you think about this converted to this white square, then it's like, here's the bounds. And this is some chunk of the bounds, you know what I mean? But if you do it inside the blue square, it's like a little bit less, or it's a little bit more. It's like this one scales less than this one. But I feel like the white one is the right one to use. Let's just see how render bounds is used. All render bounds is used for is oh, this isn't good. What if I resize this? Does it fix that? No. Okay. Render bounds. Oh, actually, this is okay. Because it'll immediately detect that this is not correct. The frame bounds will be less, and then it'll pad it out by 16, which is a little bit of a duplicate work, but that's okay for now. We draw everything to the frame. Draw frame. I'm just trying to think. Why would this be a problem? And then also, one thing to note is there's this like, so this is 16 pixels, right? So there's some chunk of distance around here that the center of the frame might be offset from the center of the screen. Like that could be the center of the frame. I mean, the whole problem is this scaling problem. It's just weird that it, let me just go through this code again. Draw. It shouldn't be applying any matrix when it draws. Oh wait, do I set uniform? What do I set it to? Projection in view of this draw is getting set to that, which I think is actually wrong. Camera projection. What camera is this? This is the render camera. This is the main render camera. So that's the problem, I think, is that these uniforms need to be based off of the frame size, not the window size. So I could actually probably do this. I could probably do, let's see here. Nope. I'm gonna go there. It's camera ortho. So I think what I want to do is, I don't think I want to update this here. I think I want to do this. Wait, do I have I already defined render bounds? So the first thing, we'll do it actually down here. I'm just going to be a little bit lazy and duplicate that code. So now the camera should be based off the frame buffer. And then we finish drawing that, and then we update it again with the actual window bounds. Probably the right solution is to maintain, oh, this didn't fix it. Oh, we're just always offset up on the top left-hand corner. Is it changing though? It must be, I wonder what the crosshair size is. Where is it? Yeah, this is a 16 by 16. So we're just like 16 off. Projection. When I call update, what happens? Set ortho 2D, set view 2D. Let's see here. Camera, set view 2D, move position, camera zoom, camera zoom. Is the move position different now? I actually think, I thought this was going to be easier. Render bounds, pad. So this is the right bounds for the frame buffer, but it's not. Sorry, my cat keeps jumping up. All right, buddy. Here, let me go play with my cat for a little bit. Then I will be back. Hopefully be rejuvenated on this problem. Because right now I am stuck. Give me 1 second. All right. Just gotta throw a few toy birds around. He will be entertained for an hour now. I've learned. Um. Hmm. I think the problem is that I kind of like half solved this. I didn't really like finish it. I was kind of like, that's probably good enough. And I just moved on to the next thing. And I don't think I really fully appreciated it. So this win bounds needs to be set. Otherwise, the entire frame is wrong, right? Then, where was I? Did I somehow just get really scrolled up? Back? Oh, I guess I was here. I don't know. Okay. So this has to be. Otherwise, the frame gets drawn incorrectly. The frame should be a quad of the render bounds. Let's see here. New quad mesh based off of the bounds. And I guess this flips the okay, so we have a quad now of these render bounds, and we need to draw it to the window. So that's why we use the window bounds here. We update the matrix to use the window bounds. But then here, when we draw everything to the frame, we need to use the frame bounds. I guess I can just do frame.bounds. Oh, this is correct. The problem is, right, and now it's offset. It's just offset wrong. And I think the reason it's offset is because when I draw everything, I have draw code that's above. Wait a second. When I draw everything to the frame in the main draw function, Or no, sorry. The reason it's a problem is because I unproject the camera. When I unproject the camera here, I'm using the camera with the window bounds, not the frame buffer bounds. Man, this is confusing. I guess I need to do everything should be in the frame buffer bounds until the very last draw. So really this camera update, do I need win at all? I don't need win. I need frame. Oh, the problem with that though is that what's up, Conifer? How you doing today? I do need win because I need to get, oh, I just need this for bounds. I think I probably shouldn't even be updating here. Oh, day off, nice. Look at you. I think what I can do, this is a little bit but at the very end of this, I can just set camera back to frame bounds. Let's just see if this fixes it. No, it did not. All right, let's do a search here. Frame. Okay, so we only update the camera with this stuff. Camera update frame.bounds. This should make the unproject correct now. Holidays refreshed at work. Booked my holidays for May. Journey to Korea. 7 days left. Holidays booked for 2023. Oh, nice. When are you going to go to Korea? So you plan out your entire... You plan out your entire year, or you just have that one? You just had that one trip planned. You show up on January 1st and be like, all right, guys, I'm taking all my holidays. Repeat. Because wife took me away. Wait, what did she do? Also, how's your espresso been turning out? Is it good? You should watch some James Hoffman. I think his name is. He does a lot of coffee videos. Those beans I got from my father are absolute garbage. Well, you can solve that problem, right? Why didn't that change anything? That's so strange. Unless... Let's look at camera really quickly. This camera. It's just weird because I have two cameras. I have one camera, which is the frame buffer camera, and I have another camera, which is the other one. I really expected this to work. Gonna go eat. See you later, Gator. Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for popping in, buddy. So every time we execute the render, the final render pass, we should be setting the frame. We should be setting the camera back to the frame bounds, which should make this cursor on project work properly. Frame.draw. Window pass.draw window. I don't think this is going to change anything, but so weird. It's like it's offset properly now. Like everywhere the cursor is in the same spot, but now it's I wonder if I need to add camera zoom back to my let's try that. Okay, it's perfectly on the edge. Well, it's like 16 pixels off. Man, what a hassle. Like I thought for sure that this would fix this problem. Camera update with Windows bounds. Let me switch back to the frame bounds. The weird thing is that when I don't do this, it's in the same spot as if I do this. It's like the same exact behavior, and that doesn't make sense to me. That makes me think that there's something wrong with let's go to client. Or let's go to yeah, we do pass the same camera. Update camera system. We just set the camera here. We don't update it. Actually, let me try something. Okay, never mind. Screen camera. I'm trying to think. When I do camera.update, what does it use as the center? Screen center. It's based off of the bounds. We set the ortho 2D camera to the position of the camera, which was previously set by here. We recalculate the view. Because these haven't changed at all. I can't tell if everything's off or probably just my cursor, huh? Yeah. What happens if I make this, let me try one thing. And draw. We'll make this instead of 16, we'll just make it 8. Okay, see how it's better? Well, it's like a little bit closer now. They're just hitching at the bottom. It's still caused by this render bounds thing. It's just very strange that this is not, it's like this is not executing or something. Very strange. It's weird that these would be the same. Maybe I do this. Hmm. Wait a second, what did I change? Frame, limit window. It's like when I draw the, it's like when I draw the, how does pad work? It goes outwards always, right? Morning, JJ. How you doing today? Yes, we subtract that. Subtract that. We add that and add that. Okay, so that pushes everything outward, just like I thought. So this should be the exact Windows bounds plus 16 in all directions. Doing okay, just sad about the cat. Oh no, what happened to your cat? Did something happen? Sorry, I might have missed it. I can't tell if it's being friendly or looking for a home. Oh, did you get a new cat? Or did it run away or something? I don't know. If you posted in the Discord, I might have missed it. I think I saw a picture of a cat. Oh, it's a stray? Okay. Window pass set uniform view to this matrix. Window bounds. I don't really know what's going on here. New frame. What's up, Doru? I think it's someone's cat. Doesn't look skinny, like it doesn't eat. Did it look like a cat that eats? Yeah, it did. It didn't look like super thin. It didn't look starving. How you doing, Nora? Doru? I said Noru because I saw Newt Newt. And yeah, the rest is history. How was your guys' New Year's? VVX, VSX. Frame, draw, window pass. Lots of food? Yeah, same. I have tons of leftovers now. Things when does own it nearby. I don't know. Does it have a collar, stuff like that? I don't know. You might have to look into it. And it could just be a stray that is able to get food a lot. Won't go hungry for a week. And Xmas decor is still up till April. Yeah, I still have my little Christmas tree up. But I think I'm going to pack it up soon. I can't turn the lights on because my cats will try to eat the light bulbs. And that's probably not good for them, so... This is such a strange... Camera.unproject. Delete this. Okay. So when we draw the frame... Actually... This might... This is drawing the frame... Oh, this is drawing everything... No, I think that that's right. We could just try and see what happens if I do this. Yeah, it's still offset. What does this do? That just shifts the frame over. I guess this isn't too big of an issue now because it's still... it's just frustrating that it's offset at all. If I just disable my cursor, now it'd probably look fine. What is the what does this look like? No. Like it seems normal. I'm trying to think maybe the sprite was offset. Sign up for a free web course on responsive layouts. Oh, nice. That sounds interesting. It's just so strange that this doesn't change anything. It's like it's okay to leave the camera on the wrong scale and it still works. Because now the crosshair is drawn with the right projection. But But the unprojection that I do is still wrong, I think. Like camera in this function seems wrong. Main draw system. Let's look at update camera. Doesn't actually update the camera anymore, which is fine, I think. Main draw system takes in the camera. I mean, I can do this too. It just doesn't fix it. I would think that that would fix it though. I think it would offset it. Oh well. I guess we're gonna be 1 for 1 in bugs created and bugs removed. Sorry, my cat problem gets annoying, just bothers me mentally. People out of my area just let their animals roam free with no collars. All good. It's always hard to tell if it's someone's pet or something else. I'm gonna say that I kind of fixed. It's just so strange. I just don't understand why I don't understand. We have this frame. This should be. Kind is out for a bit. Shake my head, QA slacking. He stopped in for just a second. I guess he's on vacation though, so he wants nothing to do with us. But yeah, he's slacking big time. We're all very disappointed in his performance these past few weeks during the Christmas holiday. I just don't really know what to poke to make this do something different. It's like the only thing I can change is this. It's just very strange to me that that the unprojection of the cursor doesn't change at all, regardless of what the where am I? Matrix is. I have window. I must, yeah. I'm just curious what happens if I do this. When, or okay. We'll set this. And see. Nope, still does it. What if I do like something ridiculous? Like I do like 500. If I do 0. Okay, that shifted it left a little bit. I think because it's centered perfectly. And the zoom is the same. The unproject gives you the same result. Oh, wait a second. Do I need to translate first? Nope, I do not. Oh, wait a second. Maybe I need to do... Underbound scale. So I scaled on the crosshair, and then I adjust it based off of the camera zoom to kind of like do the opposite of the camera. And then I move it. Somewhat disliking this padding that I'm doing. Because I can't really think about why it's not changing my unprojection. The position in world space, then you have the position in world space, and that is a position in this frame. That's position in the blue frame. And then the white frame is... The white frame takes fragments out of that. So we have this, we go from red to blue to white when I unproject the mouse position, I guess it doesn't matter. Because I'm world... Do I have to unproject twice? I think I have to unproject twice now. I think that's what it is. That's super confusing. Because now I think I'm getting... Because I have this second view matrix. Like I need to unproject by 2 cameras. Man, that's kind of annoying. I really just want this to be completely transparent. I think this code is correct here. I just think I have to unproject twice. So, I have to unproject once to get to... Like I have this transform that I build here, which is what does like the subpixel shifting. But I feel like if that was the problem, then it would be very obvious to tell. Like I feel like this thing would be jittering all over. But it's not really. Oh, it is kind of actually. Like everything's going smoothly up except for the cursor. That's hard to see. Like the cursor's jittering a lot. When I change the let me see. Let me do one thing. Let me change this. Nope, it's still jittering. Because I think I need to. This is kind of a tricky one. I'm just gonna add a to-do up here. I think that this is not an important note. World to frame to win. I don't see a reason why this has to leak out of this one function. Because it should just be there's this world and I draw it to a frame buffer and then I take the frame buffer, I draw it to the thing, to the window. And there's just some weirdness going on with how I wrote it. I wrote a PowerShell script to handle my startup work environment, opening browser, certain sites, VS Code, loading a project. Also wrote one for my GitHub commits. Oh, nice. Maybe I'm really meant to be a programmer. You should write a bash script to automate your workflow setup. Yeah, I have makefile scripts that mostly do my stuff, and I just run that, and usually it'll like build and stuff like that. So I think it's good to automate your things, just because like you want to automate the stuff that takes like most of your time. So if you have something that takes a long time, then automating it is worth it. But I mostly just open Emacs and I use that, so it's not super hard. What time is it? 8:55. All right. I guess we can say that we kind of fixed it. We kind of fixed it. I'll take that as a victory, though. I'll take what victories I can get. I just want to spend a long time just on that one thing. Okay, let's do the text scale thing. Text should... Let's look at how the text gets rendered. Or I think I call it like speech bubble. Draw speech bubbles. Make test. Does that make me a programmer? I think writing any programs makes you a programmer. How does it work on RuneScape? Their text scaling. Like I guess it It feels to me like this is something that should be the same size. And if you zoom in, it should, I don't know, let's go, or let me do this. I don't really know what to type here. Like what I want to see is, I want to see someone typing and then zooming. That's what I need to see. It's hard sometimes to find weird, like, cause you want to see how another game does something, but it's hard to, it's sometimes hard to find that. I guess we can just play around with it and see what it looks like. Really, I think that the text just needs to be smaller. Because like the text shouldn't be bigger than the person. So let's do that first. I mean, I could do, I have camera here probably, so I can probably do like times camera dot zoom, or 1 divided by camera dot zoom. 32. Oh. I did the wrong one, I guess. Wait, let me see how I scale this. I scale it, then I translate it. How do you make those effects in the health bar? Yeah, so it's like, I guess that, wait a second. Oh, this only happens when you, this only happens when you, what's it called? Oh, what am I? Oh, no, this should get set every frame. What was it before? Now I'm confused. Oh, so for the, those effects in the health bar, what effects do you mean? I don't know if you guys can hear my cats running around. They're going wild. So this is what it was before. What is camera here? That's the render camera. The white dot spread. Oh, those are projectiles. So those are just like little circle sprites. Like I literally just have a circle sprite, and yeah, those are just like sprites that move. So those are pretty simple. The health bar, what I did for that was, for the health bar, I draw a black square, and I draw a green square inside of it. And then the yellow section, that's like health that you received. That's like health loss that you detected, but the server hasn't confirmed it yet. So it's like maybe you got damage and maybe you didn't. So I just draw, for that I draw another yellow box with that value. It's really just squares, so not super hard. Not too complicated. Everything's just squares. But they look pretty nice. And the white projectiles all the projectiles are just, how do you decrease the green? Well, they're just rectangles overlaid on top of each other. So you just make a rectangle that's smaller. Yeah, it's 3 layers of rectangles. There's one for black, there's one for green, and then there's one for black, then it's yellow, then it's green. Where was I? So I should be able to do this, right? Yeah. So now regardless of the camera zoom, it stays the same size. That's the change. We'll make it 1/10 as big. That's way too small. 1. I guess we'll make it half the size. No, probably like 0.08. One second. All right, I'm back. What do you guys like it? Do you like it better where the text stays the same size regardless of the zoom? Like this? Or do you want the text to be the same size the whole time? Like the further out, the smaller the text, and you zoom in, the text gets bigger? Or is it better this way? Where it's the same size all the time? Wait, is this the same? This looks so similar. I don't really know. I feel like I need to look at these side by side. No, these are both scaling, aren't they? I don't think I fixed it yet. I think this one is supposed to be divides. That looks so strange. Doesn't this look weird? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this. Once a day, we leave him alone for a couple of days, he makes an entire game. Yeah. We got a little bit of, it's actually looking pretty nice, I think. Oh, sorry, I missed your messages, JJ. I think this looks weird though. The text stays the same size, but it looks like it's getting bigger, but it's not really. Because it's the same size. Like I can put my mouse right here. It's not scaling up at all. Don't even start thinking about blaming me. Oh, if there's anyone that deserves to be blamed. It's funny, the colliders on the projectiles are like too small to hit myself. So like standing right on top of people makes you invincible. So it's constantly redrawn when health decreases. it's redrawn every single frame. So when the health decreases, it gets redrawn like that. You basically have to, in games, you basically have to redraw everything every single frame. Or a row of rectangles that gets removed based on so it's not a row of rectangles, it's just rectangles. It's like it's literally just 3 rectangles. There's the black rectangle, and on top of it, this whole green section is a green rectangle. You could also draw multiple rectangles and just remove them individually, but text could affect gameplay. Yeah. Oh, like, I guess I don't know what you mean exactly there, but oh, colorblind players, yeah. Why not just make the text box and the text make it small? Yeah, it's probably me. Doesn't this look weird, Conifer? Look at this. This is what you told me to do. I take responsibility. This is what you asked for, Conifer. I want you to know this. You said, "Oh man, this would be so good." No, this was me fixing it. Let me change it back to how it was. This is how it was. Yeah, you didn't fix shit. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with this way? That's what I'm confused by. All right, let me open up the ticket that you opened. Oh, text needs to scale on length. I didn't even read it. You're right, that's my fault. So you're saying I should add a new line. Shoot. What I thought you were saying was I thought you wanted me to make the text the same size all the time. I don't think there's anything, I think what I need to do is just make a limit to how many characters you can type on a screen. This seems like a good number of characters. Text size should also scale down. Yeah, I think it's too big. We can just binary search it. That seems pretty good. All right, let's move it up to. I don't think I. That's a good spot. That seems fine. Okay. Usually MD have a character limit. Is it live? No, it's not. Well, the old game is live. The new one is not live. All this new stuff, I haven't had a chance to clean it up to get it all together. Because I made a big networking change, which is I remember the game crashed and I needed to restart it, so I did that. But it's the old one. Because I changed everything to use WebRTC now, and I'm not super confident in it yet. So I might launch it, but I want to switch over to use Docker and have it automatically restart. I tried to write my own little thing that would like manage the process and like automatically restart it, but I feel like I just overdid it, and I don't really want to I don't really want to waste a lot of time developing stuff that's like already there, if that makes sense. So I need to like scrap that, switch to Docker, I think. And what happened to cat cam? Yeah, my cat's it's not set up right now. Cat cam is not set up. Let's change this color. Let's go runes. Let's go. Actually, let's do this. Let's do. I wonder if it'd be hard to do like a text border. That'd probably be really hard, wouldn't it? They do not provide enough entertainment. Cats are too quiet. Cat cam doesn't exist. Cats are gone. What have you done? I just get lazy. I get lazy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys want the cat cam? I can add it. I can add it next time. How do you render text internally? Glyphs? Yeah, I build a text atlas, which is basically just a texture that has all the font characters on it, and then I just draw those as quads to the screen. That seems to be like the normal way people do it. I've also seen people build text as Bezier curves, but I think that would be really inefficient for a game. But it would look a lot better, that's for sure. The usual unit. Yep, the lazy boy. Yeah, and it looks pretty good. As long as you don't, like as long as I don't scale in too far, it looks good. You know? So I basically make the text really large, and then it looks a little fuzzy because you zoom out on it, you know? I have a lot of shader issues though. I also want to make it like a water, like when you walk in this should be like a little pool that you kind of swim through. Right now it's not walkable though. I want to do that. I want to have like a lava version. I actually wrote a mesh text renderer and for a simple pixel font. Oh, that's cool. Was that easy because it was like or was it easier because it everything's just like they were just pixels? You just had to like draw a bunch of quads where the pixels would have been. So you translate what the user types into drawing, meaning text atlas? No, so I have a I can show you. Or let me show you this. Like this. I basically make one texture which has all of the runes that I need to draw. And then to draw like an L, I literally take a quad which has UV coordinates on this part of the texture, and I draw that to the screen. Oh man, also the tile sets. I wonder where they got reused from. What do you mean? Oh. Oh, from my last game? Yeah. Yeah. I still haven't figured a good way. I still haven't figured out a good way to do. I haven't figured out a good way to do like make these not just hard squares. Because how I do it is like these are decals. Like I have a decal layer and I draw like this on top of it, and then it looks kind of good, right? It's like, oh, now it's like a vine hanging down. But like if this wasn't like these tiled together as a perfect square, so it's hard to, I don't know. I guess I could make them bulge a little bit more, and then I could make that, I don't know. It's just getting the sprites to look good when tiled together is really hard, I've learned. I feel like I've done a pretty good job though. I like the decals make it interesting, add a lot of texture, and I think that the wall sprites make it add a lot of depth. I'm overall pretty happy though. I tried to make a little waterfall too. That didn't work out though, so as well. It's hard to add the depth behind this, if that makes sense. But it's very, I took a lot of from what, I was trying to look at what like Hyperlight Drifter did. And there's this other game called Rogue, or Titan Souls, that I took from too. And then my trees have some, they have some clipping issues. They stutter. If it was an animated tile set, then it would make it look like it. Yeah, so for like the water, like bouncing against the wall. And also I need like tile variation, you know, because right now I don't have any tile, like everything's just the same tile. So if I draw like this, like it's just obviously a repeat, right? You can just like clearly tell what it is. But surprisingly, it looks like, it doesn't look that repeated, even with just this many. So I'll probably make like another, I'll make 2 tile sets of maybe everything and then have like an extra variation, depending on what it is. For things like this, I might make more. But for things that are kind of winded, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yes, font rendering. I feel like most people are going to be at like this level. So I can probably do like twice that in terms of number of characters. I think I do it here. Well, when I go to draw, let me go to the draw code. Text input. Enter slash. This changes the string, text string. So I'm just gonna, at the end of this, I'm just always gonna truncate it to some text limit. Let's see here. Oh, I even wrote this. Remember this? We're doing this right now. I don't think I'm gonna change the text scale because I think it would be weird to have some people's text smaller than other people's text. I'm just gonna limit the length to make sure it doesn't go off the screen if you're like at like a reasonable zoom amount. Who paid get bigger text? Yeah. I'll include it as a microtransaction, the text scaling feature. What do you guys think? Like a monthly subscription for text scaling? $5 per 0.1 increase. You can pay for flashing text. Ooh, I used to love that in RuneScape. I just loved how you could do it in the login screen. Like they had one text renderer system and they used it everywhere. And at the time I was like, why would this be possible? I was trying to like figure out why you could do it in the login screen. But now that I'm a seasoned programmer, have I seen MapleStory? $9.99. Yeah, I've seen MapleStory. I don't know if you're I've barely played I don't even think I've ever played MapleStory. Maybe I played once or something when I was a kid, but oh, you can buy fonts. LOL seasoned. I knew I was going to get some backlash from that comment. All right, let me have it. Seasoned like a rare aged steak. Where do I do my like text sanitization? This message has been deleted by a moderator. Okay, this is like 45. Let's say 100's the limit. Too bland, not enough programmer socks, no sister cam. Oh, jeez. I think I can do this. Wait, I missed sister cam? No, you did not miss sister cam. I think I can do this. I don't know if you can slice strings like this. Unit is. Oh my gosh. Cool. And then you're probably zoomed in like here. That's pretty legible. It's weird oh, because it draws and then it gets fixed. This map reminds me of Hyperlight Drifter. It has the same watery vibe. Yeah, that's kind of that was kind of the theme I was going for, or I should say I'm not really going for their same theme, but I like how they added depth to their tile map. I like their how they did waters, and I like a lot of it. Oh, sorry. Let me look on Discord. Oh, here it is. Oh, I see now. So you can buy these different font packs. Do you guys hear that? That's interesting. Oh, so then your font style shows up over your character or something? Or I don't know. Maybe it's only you just see the same font everywhere. Otherwise, it'd be too noisy. That's kind of wild. There's like they're on fire. It reminds me of like that website Cool Text. You guys ever been there? It's just like you make text stuff. I think the art style was very cool. I've not been able to get into the game that much. Yeah. Is someone cutting their grass? It's always summer in Florida. It's always summer in Florida. I'm pretty happy with this. I might make the text a little bigger. This seems a little bit better. I want to add a border to this, but I don't think I can. The problem with scaling, like I was thinking, maybe I could just scale up each rune to make it a little bit bolder, and make it black or something like that, and that would add a border. But I think that by scaling up one, it's gonna push everything out. Like it's gonna make the length longer. You know, I need to scale it up, but like not, but like decrease the kerning or something like that. Like I need to bolden it. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. That would be nice to have though. I wonder how people do that actually. OpenGL add border to text. Oh, maybe they just do this. Maybe I write a text shader. I have concrete proof that Yoon stole my mob. I'm gonna sue him. Did not. Oh, wait a second. Holy. Main image. Oh. Oh, this got a -1. Yeah, that's what's weird. The font is hard coded into the thing. Well, where's your concrete proof? Conifer is gonna release a manifesto, I bet. Unit of Time manifesto. The thief. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking of doing. Yeah, you can add like, I could add a shadow. Could I add a shadow and just like push it out 4 times in all directions? That'd probably look bad, huh? Use a textile filter either on the texture, directly in the fragment shader. The idea of the filter is simply that you run a 2D loop that processes every texel. If it is white, then you run through an... Oh, you had a box filter. Do the radius check. It is really a circular filter which avoids axisal artifacting. A faster way is to pre-calculate a set of offsets. Oh, this is what I was thinking, yeah. Another way to achieve the effect would be not to scale the text, but instead render your red outline at each of 8 or more directions, each slightly offset from the original direction. By offsetting the red, you get a fairly uniform outer edge around your original text. Bear in mind that when shifting diagonally, you should use the same vector magnitude as when you shift horizontally. Yeah, okay. This sort of effect is known as dilation. Discord, they're too similar. I'm contacting my lawyer. Well, my lawyer is going to be contacting you very shortly for a countersuit. These look nothing alike. These look nothing alike. They're not even the same color. They do not. Look, mine has green pants. Yours has red pants. Yours has hands. Mine has no hands. They're handless zombies. Mine has red eyes. You changed them to not look too similar. Also, all of mine have hats. None of yours have hats. I'm actually super happy with I'm super happy with how the hat rendering system works, because now I can just put hats on things like whatever I want. It's very satisfying to have zombies with just like weird hats. The thing is, we just both stole from that guy X72. Giving slimes hats, yeah, they have hats too. Mohawk slime. This actually looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me just save this guy really quick. Oh, I did it on screen, shoot. Didn't mean to show that part. He stole it on cat cam. All right. That was my cat. He squeaks a lot. No, that's just how he meows. He like rolls it into like a squeak. It's like a half purr. It's like a purr that turns into a squeak. That's the only way I can describe it. And he does that every morning. When I get out of bed and I start walking to the kitchen to like make coffee or something, he's always walks in front of me, looks back, and then makes that squeak noise. It's super cute. It's super cute, but I'm trying to get him out of the habit of meowing when he wants food. Hold on. Are you sure you got a cat and not a squeaky toy? No, sometimes I question. Not 100% sure. You okay, bud? All right, let me play with my cat for a little bit. I'll be right back. He's barking now. He does sound like that sometimes. My cat, I got this like bird toy thing, and my cats do like triple backflips trying to catch it out of the air. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like it's legitimately like impressive. Cats jump high, let me tell you. All right. Okay. Hold on. All right, give me a little bit longer. Hold on. We're still on text outlining. I don't think I'm gonna do. Where was it? We could do this pretty immediately. I think writing the. Trying to think of how I would do this. I think adding the shader is not too hard, and I guess text is usually on a different shader anyways. Yeah, I can do that, I guess. I could do one bigger font behind it. The problem is, let me when you scale up when I scale up the font, it changes like the bounding rectangle. So like what you do is you draw like here's one character, then the next one gets placed just right there. And the next one gets placed right there, you know? If you have a really long character, it goes a little bit further. What I would have to do is I'd have to have some like background flag or like add background of this color flag, which places it in the same position, but then scales it to be a little bit bigger. And then doesn't do any of the shifting. Yeah, it's hard to, I guess, yeah, let's do this, I guess. I don't think this is going to be super hard, so. Um, text, string verts. Do I use this color? Okay. I'm gonna call it a border. Or maybe I should call it a shadow. No, borders to border color. we make it text? I think by default, what is 111? I don't remember. I think it's white. So we'll default to black, border color. Or no, I'll do this, border radius. I don't know. You guys hear that mower? Is that loud? That was a lawnmower. So now people can set the border radius to something on a text, and then when I call write or atlas, what it should do is the scale gets passed in. So I need to pass in, what is this? Oh, this is in the atlas. Lawnmower? Unit is winter, my friend. I know. Coming back for more. Sweet, he stopped like right outside my house. Okay, I don't know. Is it really loud? All right, there he is. If it's annoying, I can mute. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell how loud some stuff is. Oh, it's still summer here, boys. It's still summer here. It's always summer here. It's Bannerlord time. Have fun. Enjoy. I'm out to play. Good. Enjoy your day off. You've been working hard on QA. You deserve a break. You deserve a QA break. So I think when I call into this function, yeah, this function should definitely belong to it because we basically just pass in a bunch of stuff for text, and they just get modified. Let's go ahead and move this over. We'll put it at the bottom. I don't even need to pass the atlas in because the text already has the atlas. Cool. And then we shouldn't need to do this. The only thing new is this. Color might be passed in. What is it actually? No, we use the text color, we use the text scale. So everything, literally, we only have to pass in the string. Okay. T dot dot. Orig, T dot orig. This isn't a pointer now though, so we just copy that. That looks fine. T.atlas, line height. T.atlas, rune verts. This is the value at the dot, so we just do T.dot. T.scale. T.color. Okay. Bounds. Dot. T.atlas. T.dot. T.dot. T.atlas. T.atlas. Yeesh. Okay, we'll do this. This is, oops, I want to comment that. Appended string. And then we have string, okay. New mesh. Oh. All right, these are all capitals. Origin, I think, is capital, yeah. I think scale is probably also capital. Yep. Oh. Color. Dot. Dot. All right. Apparently I caught you streaming on one of the previous one. You were thinking about using Docker, and then you needed to scale horizontally. I believe you used Kubernetes for that. Yeah, Kubernetes is hard for games just because Kubernetes is for like restartable stateless services, and my games are very like stateful. Like for example, there's a lot of like in-memory stuff that I can't like in a typical web service. You have an API layer, which is just a server running, you know, that doesn't need to, it doesn't really store anything except maybe like a cache just for optimization. And everything that happens through that API layer goes directly to the database. But in a video game, or at least my game, that API layer is kind of like the actual game server which is running. So like it would be hard to constantly persist stuff to a database so that the game server could be automatically restarted. Because Kubernetes, what it does, or like at least my understanding of it when I was looking into it, is that it'll automatically restart unhealthy containers, which I might not necessarily want to have happen. Like I want to have more control over when my servers get restarted, if that makes sense. But there's this, Kubernetes has like a plugin system or something. There's one called, what's it, like Agonies or something like that. And that one lets you do more what I'm talking about. So if I did use Kubernetes, I probably would use something like that. At least for now, though, I don't think I necessarily need to scale to horizontal because I just have two servers running. One's a proxy, one's a game server. And really what I want, at least near term, is I just want them to automatically restart if they ever go down. And I tried to write my own solution for it, but I guess I messed something up because it didn't restart one time. So I feel like you would just need a system similar to WoW where you have different channels and they are all actually kind of separate. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by different channel? Like, are you talking about different sharded servers, like different worlds, where like you make a character and he's on a specific world? Yeah, sharded servers. Um, yeah, like I think tech wise, I think it's more interesting to like build one big server, you know. But I think gameplay wise, you're probably right, because like I think what happens is like if you have like a bunch of people, you can always switch between servers, of course. Yeah, I would if I did that. If I did sharded servers, I definitely would do that. Like I feel like in MMOs, there's this feeling of like how full the world is. And if the world is too full, it's like this kind of sucks. And if it's too empty, it's like this also sucks. You have to have that like perfect balance of like how many people, like how crowded things are. And so I feel like MMOs, you have to like having sharded servers in an MMO makes it easier to maintain the proper balance of the number of players in the game, like the feeling of crowdedness in different areas, you know? So I think I guess I haven't really thought about it too much, but I think there is some advantage to have some amount of sharding just so you can keep things the proper level of full. So I probably would have like one overworld layer where there's not really you're not really like doing the gameplay, you're just like I don't know, like some shop area or something like that. And then as you get deeper out of the world, maybe sharded or something. Yeah, but that would just be a load balancer thing you put in front of it. Sorry, I don't think I understand what you mean. Oh, like a load balancer to determine what shard you go to? Do you think about using Redis to store, communicate between servers? Um, I will probably use something like Redis for some sort of like distributed messaging layer between game servers. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking about it. I haven't really like implemented anything like that yet, though. What I was kind of planning though, I was planning to not. I was planning to use Redis as like a more of like a database layer, and then direct messages between servers. I was just gonna have sockets where game servers talk to each other. Like I think that there's like different ways you might scale this sort of thing. You might have like a big world that you break up into chunks. You might have a big world that you break up into chunks, and then like if we and like maybe not every chunk needs like you might have multiple chunks on one server or something like that. So let's say this is like server one, then there's some ones over here which is server two, and then there's some ones over here which is server three. Like one because it neighbors with two and three, one needs to communicate to three, and that right. So it needs to have this sort of thing. Um, and then and so that's like one layer where you can like regionally separate out different sections of the world to scale up to a larger player count. And then the technical challenge here is that when a player moves or when an entity moves from one to two, you have to have some message that says like, hey, number two, or hey, chunk two, or server two, you need to own this entity now. Like you need to manage this entity. And the obvious other option is sharding, where you can have more layers of this same exact pattern. So I'll probably start out with sharding, and I'll hopefully I want to move to something more like this. You'd have a single server that tracks and shards data and usage, then dynamically assigns new logins to the most suitable shard. Yeah, I think it's definitely challenging because I also want like, sorry, my cat's jumping up. See you, Dracula. Have a good one. Like if you're, yeah, you probably want to get dynamically assigned to one, but then if you want to change shards, because like let's say all of your friends are on this one, like there's a shard here, there's a shard here, there's a shard here, and then you have some sort of like round robin distribution where like clients log in, and it's like, oh, you go here, and then like you go here, and then you go here, or something like that, or maybe you check the load on each one. But like if all of my friends are on this one and I get put over here, I'd rather be like put over here. So I might do like a world selector thing, kind of like what RuneScape has, but yeah, no, I gotcha. No, I like I like to hear the opinions. So um all right. I think I'm gonna hop off for today though. My cats are getting a little agitated, I think. I gotta go play with them for a little bit. That's no problem because you can just ask the main server to assign designated channel shard. Yeah, that's true. But you log them out of one shard and log them into another shard probably, and then have the client reconnect. Or like really the client would just be like, oh, I want to log into this one. And then instead of reaching out to one shard, he'd reach out to a different shard. So yeah, he's like I have this big stack of paper and he's like chewing on that. So one of them's sleeping, one of them's, or just, oh, he's destroying stuff. That's for sure. But it was a good productive day. I think I'll get the text outlines. I'll send a picture in Discord. I'll definitely solve it today. I don't think it's that hard. Now that I have the function like this, I can just do like, I convert a rune. I just do it twice. I convert a rune to another one with a different scale, the same dot, and a different color, and then I append it behind it. So I might have I might do a background mesh too, like one background mesh and one foreground mesh. That way, they don't overlap weirdly. Oh, actually, he walked away, so maybe I can code more. All right, let's try. Let's try for it. My cat stopped destroying stuff. I'll try to do this really quick. That's the problem with streaming with the cats. They need, or kittens, they need attention, you know? Ah, yes, real quick. Yeah, I'll be on here for another hour. Don't you worry. Um, let's see here. Let's just return. We're just gonna return 2 meshes. That's that one. We'll do the background mesh first. Wait, why do I do this? Oh, because I need to do it for, okay, gotcha. Because I have multiple runes. BG rune mesh. I need to capture the dot at all because if T dot border radius is greater than 0, then we want to do this one. Yeah, so it's border. I'm gonna call it border scale. I'm going to default it to 1. Okay. And then I can do bg rune mesh dot set color t dot border color. And then I'll just do mesh append. I'll do bg mesh append bg rune mesh. And then when I return, I do mesh, comma, bg mesh, and then bounds. And then when I call, or I can do it up here. I do string verts. I now have 3 things that get returned. I do okay. Then we need a mesh for it. Or I need to make a type for it. I don't necessarily need to make it. And then when I do draw, I need to draw both of them. I like how I scale by 1. The rect color draw might not work just because of this scaling thing. Because I try to fit it into a certain section. That makes it kind of tricky, huh? Maybe it'll work actually, I don't know. Because I'll use, actually that might work. Okay. Okay, text still works, but now we can do a, let's go to draw. I have a text. Speech render. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I have text. Where do I do new speech render? Ah. I'll just set it here. I'll do a text dot border radius, or sorry. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like 1.1, and then in the text, when I do the border scale, I'm gonna do border scale times t dot scale. So I'm gonna scale the border off of the original one. That did not work. Border scale times scale. Let's do this. Let's just see that it's running. Oh, I need to look on my terminal. There it is. It doesn't appear to be running. I have like a terminal on the side which prints out all the log files. T.border scale. I might be remaking the text every time, which is why that's not working. Let's go to Yeah, I might just be like set speech. What happens when I do sorry, I want to see what happens when I do maybe 1.1 is not big enough. Yeah, so when they hit enter, I write it, which calls this. Hmm. It's just weird that it's not. Oh, wait a second. Because I do this. And I only. Oh, that's kind of tricky. It's kind of weird, but I have to set text border scale before I actually render the text. Because this generates the text, so I need to do like set text now. I think it's called set text. Set. All right, cat woke up again. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'm off though. No, it didn't work. All right, I'll have to debug it later. We'll have to see what went wrong. But that'll be it for today. Thanks everybody for stopping in. It was a good time. Got a little bit done at least. And I'll see you next time.